Hi, this is Isabelle Litzler, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So today a video for this fall about job search strategies because many people actually answered my survey and job search strategies came quite high. So I wanted to make a quick video to give you some tips, some hacks so that you can improve for this fall your strategies. So 3 tips today. Number 1 is for me the most essential if you want to get better at finding a position is to brand or rebrand your profile. I mean by that, for those of you who already have a LinkedIn profile and you already put some work to it, but you can always improve it. So what I wanted to share with you is that the bar is actually quite high now on social media in terms of branding. So it used to be that just having a few details there was enough, but now you really need to be almost like a marketeer in a way of your own self to stand out, because everyone, again, the standard is getting higher and higher, and everyone is adding bells and whistles to their profile that most people feel that they're out of touch and they just haven't kept up. And I'm very well aware of that, and that's why I'm going to be making more videos on LinkedIn, because I realize by having conversations when people book calls with me or my clients that there's a whole disconnect also with what's expected to be very good on LinkedIn and visible and where people are at. And it takes some know-how to build a great profile. I mean, there's the aspect of the algorithm and what type of banner you put out there, what type of keywords, and that's very much linked to your own personality and your profile. So what works for somebody may not work for somebody else, and you can't just put any keywords out there, or the banner is also very personal. But branding or rebranding, meaning if you're changing careers and you want now to go into a different field, a big step in doing that is editing your profile to reflect this career that you want now. So and for some people, you have the third situation where for some people it's very, very complicated because they're still active in their current profile, in their current activity, and at the same time they want to change careers. So that's really balance act there, where you have to do that with agility and caution, and that's where I can help, where we manage how you brand yourself and how you look at the same time. So it can get a bit complicated, the whole branding of your profile. But I wanted at least for you to be aware that if you have not worked on your LinkedIn profile, you're really far behind. This is probably something you want to put some focus on this fall, is to do a better LinkedIn. Number 2 is to really advance your job search strategies is to have the right contacts in recruitment. So it's the same thing as sending applications online. If you send your resume to a bunch of recruiters, it's not going to help. Recruiters tend to be very focused on specific industries and they even sometimes specific profiles, and that's really everywhere. They would be designed where, for example, Michael Page is designed like that, where they only work with specific profiles and they're very specialized. Even executive firms now tend to be specialized because they realize companies are buying for the expertise. So recruitment agencies understand that, and that's why now they're building more and more businesses around specialties. So you need to talk to the right people in the right industry. So how do you find them? Well, searching online, using Google, using LinkedIn, searching for recruiters within your industry. And once you identify them, you need to make sure that you have good intentions, meaning you're not connecting with them just to get a job. You're also connecting with them because you realize that this could be a great contact for you in the long run. This is really connected with your longer term projects. So always have the long-term win-win situation in your hand. So if you want to connect with someone, realize that you have to have it in your mind that you want to help this person as well, that maybe if they can't place you because you're not the right profile, that you'd be willing to share maybe your network with them so that they have a good opinion of you, and maybe at some point they will also share some opportunities. So it's not about let me catch this recruiter, get them to see me and hope that they give me something. It's more about if I find the right recruiter, I connect with this person and I want to make sure that we really start a relationship, and they're going to get a lot from me as well. And I'm going to help them once you find out what they're trying to do online, and where they're busy, what it is that they're busy doing. Make sure that you're involved in helping them achieve their goals. So for example, if it's a recruiter that's involved in executive recruitment, in marketing, for example, and you're an executive in marketing, but you realize, you know what, I've worked for 10 years in luxury, for example, I see this recruiter is trying to hire a lot of people in luxury, you know, and as opposed to just introducing yourself for yourself, you could start the conversation by mentioning that you've worked on specific projects in such and such industry, and looks like they're trying to target these kinds of clients. Is there any piece of information that you could provide for them to help them get those clients, for example? So that would be helping them achieve their goals before you go in and basically showcase yourself and try to sell yourself. So it's always better, in my view, when it comes from the other person. So the need to fill a position or to collaborate or what have you, I always find it's better when the other person suggests it to you. You're always in a stronger status than if you're the one who's pitching to that person. So if you're the one pitching your profile to that person, the engagement will be less, again, in my experience, than if they're the ones who say, oh, thank you for the piece of information, and by the way, what are you doing? Tell me a little bit more about you. And then they're already more engaged, and your chances of being placed, retained, considered would be much, much higher. So always keep that in mind, to look at your job search strategy as, let me try to help people out there achieve their goals. And out of doing that, probably something will happen positive for me. So have the faith in yourself that when you're going in your journey, you're not looking for a job. You're doing project management. My first workshop that I did was I am my own project manager, and you can probably find it somewhere online on YouTube. It's really about looking at it from a project management perspective. So you say, I want to get this job in this city. Well, who could I connect with that I can start having conversations, getting feedback? And by doing that, by being busy doing that, which is your project, probably some job offer is going to pop up. And this is really the work I do with clients. And when they work with me, after a couple of months, they realize, wow, I have so many conversations and things start to pop up, because I've changed the perspective of stop applying online and just focus on building conversations with a lot of people that are relevant to your project, obviously. And then at some point, an opportunity will pop up, which, again, most of the time it happens, but you just have to look at it from a different angle and trust the process. That, wow, I'm scared because I haven't applied in 1 week for a job, and I'm talking to people and I haven't had an interview yet. Trust the process, the interviews will come. So number 3 is to go to key events online or in person. I will link my other video that I've done about going to events and using that really as a way to identify people. So going to events will really be much more effective. So you can try to find people online and have conversations, but especially if you're a beginner in the process, it's easier to actually meet people in person. You also get to hear some feedback in person. You trust also yourself a bit more. But as I say in my other video that I will link, it's not worth trying to force contact, meaning that you go with your mindset of, I want to meet CEOs of such and such companies, or I want to meet these kinds of profiles. These kind of profiles may not be the ones that will be your best fans, just because maybe you're not at the same stage as them, so you're not going to be interesting for them. Maybe you're not in the same industry, or maybe they're just not engaged. So focus more on finding people in like-mindedness. And that's where actually you probably can build a better network by focusing on hobbies that you have. So if you start going to events based on what you're passionate about, cooking, sports, probably you meet people because everyone has a job. So if you go to a sporting events and the passion there and the hobby there is really what fuels you, you will talk more easier to individuals because you're talking about your passion. And then at some point, you will probably also open up about what you're doing as a career. So the person you're playing tennis with is also working for a large company, and you might be surprised that you have things in common. And then they will be more so engaged to introduce you to people in their company because they already know you as a person via the hobby. There's so many people who get jobs via their passions. I can't even tell you all the different examples I have of finding jobs via, I heard via communities in churches, via communities in sports, and it's the best hub to find a job because you're not going at it as, oh, I'm going to this event because today I need to meet CEOs, to the luncheon where there's going to be CEOs. No, you're going to an event because you want to play your favorite sports, or you want to just go to the book club because you love books. And then that's going to be your network. And all these people have jobs, and then they will be more than happy to help you on your journey. So that's why I say go with like-mindedness, go with people who share the same passions as you, who have similar ways of living and all that, and you will form your little community and you will help each other get where you want to be, rather than, oh, I want to meet such and such CEOs and because they're the head honchos and I think that they can do a lot for me. It doesn't quite work that way. People are not, on the emotion. People need to connect on the emotional side. And once they connect on the emotional side, they will do a lot, or they will do more than if you connect with them based on interest. That's just the way human beings function. No one wants to be contacted based on interest. People want to be connected with people who are like them, who are also sharing and who are also in the process of helping each other and for the good reasons. So that's really my main message on this video. If you have to retain one thing about your job search strategy, is really about finding like-mindedness, trying to build relationships with people who are in the same journey as you, and out of that will pop up your next career opportunity, rather than trying to hack it in a way where it's not going to be authentic. So I hope it was really helpful. Feel free to comment below. I took note that LinkedIn is a big topic, so I will be doing a video shortly on that as well. I've been dealing with a lot of things in the last year, so I've been quite busy. But my goal is really to pick up and do more videos on LinkedIn and also on YouTube to share my tips and information. I want to do videos, audio, and maybe show myself also a little bit once in a while. The idea is to get as much as I can out there in the channel, and by giving also information, I hope to get some feedback of what you want to hear more about in this fall 2022 and beyond, what type of topics you want to hear more. So I hope this was helpful as usual. Feel free to comment and I'll talk to you soon.